So let's activate the intention. So we said the three excellences, which is pure motivation, pure practice, or excellent motivation, excellent practice, excellent dedication. So at the beginning, just very simply, you just, again, you realize, wow, this is quite incredible. We had two incredible days. Let's make this count for something that goes just beyond us and beyond our family, for all sentient beings. Yeah. So that is what we call the activation of a motivation that is of high quality. No? So whatever we're going to discuss now may be of benefit for all beings, and that just softens your heart. So just soften your heart in that way, and just listen, and reflect, and then put into practice with this idea of benefiting others. And so the idea of the starting to think or starting to practice what we call sacred sleep. Sometimes it's called dream yoga. This idea of yoga is a bit tricky because the word yoga is a bit tricky because we immediately think of people doing weird poses, and so we just say sacred sleep. Or ultimately, yoga just means union. So it's what unites your higher aspects of being with your the mundane with a more like sacred, let's say. Okay. So let's think of it as sacred sleep. And so the idea of using sacred sleep is first of all for health, for well-being, and then it's to experience the continuity of our awareness. When we are talking about, when we pester you in the middle of, a super fun afternoon and you're all excited and giggly, and then we say, hey, come here, okay? It's because we do have the potential, and Philip yesterday mentioned something, you mentioned the word distraction. Distraction, not distraction, but distraction. Okay. So we have, in terms of the potential of our awareness, is a potential of a continuity of awareness. In the Tao Te Ching, there's a beautiful sentence that it says, the Tao is that which is, it says, the thread, an unbroken thread beyond description, an unbroken thread beyond description. Okay, when we talk of the light of lights, this is what we're talking. So as beings, we have the potential to, welcome. It's okay, you're okay. We forgive you. We're in a Christian place, so we're forgiven. So we have this potential to experience a state of being where our consciousness doesn't fluctuate so much. If you see what Juan is teaching, well, a lot of what we're doing is how to maintain energetic integrity, so our state of well-being doesn't fluctuate, so our state of awareness doesn't fluctuate. Does that make sense? Is everybody understanding what I'm saying? Yeah? Okay. So the practice of sacred sleep, it's aimed at helping us realize that there's a state of awareness that is actually present in the wakeful state, in the dream state, in the deep sleep state. Okay? So that's what we call the fourth state. There's three basic states of awareness. So there's a fourth state that is present through all these. Okay? Your interruptions are very useful. Just keep them as part of your unbroken thread beyond description. So the idea, you have these three states, okay? Wakeful state, now we're in the wakeful state, the issue is like the wakeful state most of the time is completely spaced out state. And now with the phones and the technology, it's like, I was in Toronto airport, it's unbelievable. Like, I don't know, I saw thousands of people in the airport completely looking at their phones, like, which, I was looking at my phone on and off a little bit because, I had to send text, whatever, and so it's not a critic. It's like, but the amount of broken attention I see, I treat a lot of kids in my practice for, ADHD, all these things, the attention is constantly broken. It's outward and constantly broken. Okay? So it's very, very, very difficult, I would say impossible, to maintain any kind of energetic integrity when you're constantly being dispersed outward, constantly. So the idea of this experience of sacred sleep is, again, you're establishing one more structure. Philip also, we had a very nice talk yesterday during dinner. He said that I'm putting it on his own words, but the importance of pattern recognition, because we learn through pattern recognition, and through those patterns that we recognize, we stable. If we are smart enough, we create structures to see which patterns are useful, which ones are not useful. So the practice of sacred sleep is basically which patterns of behavior are you setting up towards the time of the day which occupies about a third of your life. So if you make it to 100, you've been sleeping about 30 years. It's a long time. So you make it to 60, you've been sleeping 20 years, no? Something like that, okay? So it's a long time. Yeah. So the beauty of these traditions, especially our traditions of meditation practice, is very important in our medicine too. So you have the option to realize, actually this is very important and I can prepare to it to improve my health, but especially to keep unfolding the quality of my own awareness. Does that make sense? Okay. Is this interesting, or I'm talking a lot and poor Juan is just standing here right, looking handsome? He's very handsome. He's like, man, he's gonna shut up. So, I'm always encouraging people to do things that I think are of value, like in terms of how you can upgrade your life. You could get the Tesla Cybertruck. You could do many things. I don't know. You could get, whatever you need. You could put Botox and get better lips or whatever you need to. Okay, but nothing is going to improve the quality of your life as observing in your day where your distraction is, like where your awareness is being broken, where are you giving into distraction, and how to reorganize that so you're having a surplus of awareness. Naturally, that is going to translate into you going to bed and within your dreams realizing that you're dreaming. So when you're inside of a dream, has anybody been in a dream and realized, I'm dreaming? Yeah? Okay. So that's wakefulness. The interesting thing, and so the type of recognition that happens in a dream, when you realize, I'm dreaming, this is a dream, and you stop for a moment, that's a moment of awakening, because you were distracted and you're awakened. Now, if you take that sample, can you repeat that feeling in this very moment? Can you just see how does that feel? Like, it feels like this. Can you repeat it? Can you feel it? You have woken up on a dream, yeah? Okay. Can you bring to memory how that feels? Sure. Okay. So what are you doing now? You see, like, you're bridging two states right now. Two states that are completely separate, because in this state here, we think, the dream state is not real. It's just like something that happens, and maybe we can collect some information or we can just, but it doesn't have real substance. When you're in the dream state, 99.9999% of the time, you don't even remember this state. Okay? But those two states are happening. Yeah? So now, through that remembering, who has not woken up in a dream and realized that it is somebody? You never woke up on a dream? Okay. So you have to go.
I'm the worst student.
It's okay.
What if you have a hard time waking up through it? You want to wake up through it, and it's not a good one.
Well, the content of the dream is independent here. Like what we're talking here is just about awareness. Okay? Actually,
I'm aware that it's not good.
Actually, the worst dreams are the best dreams to develop wakefulness of dreaming. So anyway, so the purpose of this meeting right now is just for those of you who have had a glimpse of wakefulness without a dream. So I would just like you to just bring that to mind and see how that felt. You're in a dream and you realize, oh, actually this is a dream. There's a very specific feeling. It's like, is exactly the same feeling of when you're doing something and you're spaced out and you realize, oh, I'm spaced out. And you just kind of bring awareness to the present moment. Okay? So once you feel that, just here, just feel it. What is the name that, this is a silly test, but what is the name that very often in the practices, at the beginning of the practices we do, how is that called? Starts with arriving. That's arriving, So you're arriving, so just arrive now, and you arrive. It's like pouring yourself in yourself. That is arriving. Don't close your eyes. Los ojos están abiertos, Estamos aquí. This is arriving. This is the feeling of wakefulness. This is the feeling that if you develop a continuity of presence in this state, you call that awakening. That's the state of the Buddha.
That's the state of what?
Of the Buddha. The Buddha? Have you heard of the Buddha? Sorry, my English. So this is very important because when we talk about these things, it seems that it's something extremely mysterious, but it's only mysterious because we are distracted, because you are unaware. So as soon as you're aware, you arrive, you pour yourself in yourself. Those of you who attended the Zoom sessions are familiar with this. Okay? I even shared a picture of a form of Shiva who is pouring himself on himself. Okay? So you just arrive to yourself in this very moment. ¿Entiendes? Llegas a ti misma en este momento. Es como Marisa se pone en Marisa. Yeah? And then as you arrive, you soften. Very often in the practice of dream yoga, what will happen, you'll wake up in a dream, and then you get overexcited, and immediately you wake up in bed. It's a fraction of a second. You get overexcited. Yeah? It's okay to be overexcited sometimes. It's fun, and we get very giggly. But you arrive, and then you soften. So the soften is what starts allowing that continuity of awareness. You arrive to yourself, and you soften. You arrive and you soften. So last night, when we talked about this, we said, just bring your awareness to your heart, and within your heart, just maintain this experience of love. Yeah? So we said, bring your awareness to your heart. So that just means arriving. Okay, there's a physical location of the heart, but it just means you arrive to the present moment, and then within that, love means just soften. Love is not this high state of emotion that, in this case, okay, of being like you see in the commercials, They drink a little Coke and they are so excited about life, or they put a little perfume in there. Okay. That's wonderful, But so here in this case, it's just a softening. Okay, you soften. So then I heard a couple of conversations today over breakfast, and people who had not slept well. Okay? So I apologize. No, so then when you're falling asleep, the command that I would suggest tonight is going to be the following. Okay? And you can remember this, and then after this we'll finish. So when you start thinking of sleep as a sacred activity, you prepare different, Like we spend more time whatever, doing anything I don't know, I don't put makeup, but you put in makeup or doing these things but then you don't prepare for sleep in a way that is, I'm actually going to go to sleep, you're checking, not you, like people are checking their phone until the last second, or the TV is on, or I cannot tell you how many of my clients need to fall asleep in front of the TV, because otherwise the mind needs to be, okay? So, everybody's different, and, it's not, it's just an observation. So you're preparing for sleep, you're starting to wind down, light is going down with the day, so you start winding down activity, because you're going to reach a threshold where your awareness is going to transition. Okay? So the way we're doing this now is like you're just doing this thing in your room, and you just start becoming of this aware, this threshold that you're starting to cross, so you just prepare yourself, you lay in bed, and then you just bring your awareness to the present moment, you smile through the body, you soften the body very nicely, okay? Soften the body, and then you can bring your awareness to your heart, activate this motivation, may all beings be happy, and then as you're falling, you see it's coming closer, you say, may I sleep very nice tonight, and in the morning, may I wake up early and rejuvenated. May I sleep very night, may I wake up early, because I think we all like to wake up early so we can do more things tomorrow, yeah? 7 is good, 6 is better, Okay. So imagine if you could wake up at 5:30, like completely 100% rejuvenated. What do you say?
6:30 is good.
Okay, 6:30 is good. You choose the time, okay? So you're falling asleep, so here you're activating the dream command. May I sleep very well, may I wake up rejuvenated, early, rested, without an alarm clock. The sign that you slept well usually is the sign that you wake up without an alarm clock, okay? And then you say, and during the night, may I dream, may I remember in my dream that I'm dreaming, okay? And then you can say, may I transform my dream. So the actual dream yoga practice, the actual sacred sleep practice, so the most important part is during the day, we'll talk about that more tomorrow, but the actual, what we call the night practice, is preparing, activating the dream command, and then waking up in the dream, and sustaining awareness of the dream. Okay? So once you sustain awareness of the dream, the more you develop that kind of awareness, you play with the dream, you transform it, you fly, you multiply yourself, you whatever, you invite people. Jan will not remember, but when they were little, him and my daughter, we were spending a summer here in Girona, in Spain, and I started teaching them dream yoga practice. The first night, he was so happy in the morning. He said, what happened? He said, I dreamt, and I went to McDonald's. He woke up in the dream, and in the dream, he went to McDonald's. Okay? So whatever works for you.
It was a nightmare.
No, he was delighted. Big Mac, ice cream, everything, Coca-Cola, French fries. It doesn't matter, okay? So the process goes is this way. You transform the dream, and then the key to the whole thing is at some point, you also dissolve the dream. You just let the dream rest so you can rest in meditation in your dream. Okay? And then in the morning, it's very important, or if you wake up during the night, don't move. Stay very quiet. Stay very do not immediately activate the phone, or it's just, let's say you wake up, just stay there and try to remember the dream. Whatever you dream, if it's 2 or 3 in the morning, because somebody's snoring or you have to go to the restroom or whatever, just wake up, stay there, remember the dream, and then stay with the dream. And then, if you need to go to the restroom, just go to the restroom, change positions, whatever, but almost as if you were holding a little baby that is sleeping. Okay? You don't want him to wake up. Okay? So there. And then just activate the dream command again, activate the process again, and then soften again. Does that make sense? Okay. I know this may be a lot of information, but okay. ¿Quieres añadir algo de?
No, está bien.
Okay.
Bueno, si se tienen que levantar rápido, if you must stay up quick, then when you come back to the bed, try to stay in the same position.
That you were in?
Yeah, and try to remember.
Yeah,
Yeah, when you're back to
that's
your
hard.
bed.
It's hard to do.
You put in the same position and try to relax. Don't try to remember what happened. Try to remember the feeling. Because when you remember the feeling, the images and the thoughts come another time to you. Try to remember the feeling. That's easier.
That's very important to know. Okay, thank you. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Saksat Parabrahma, Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Saksat Parabrahma, Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Saksat Parabrahma, Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Lama Chenu, 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 Lama Chenu. Are there any specific questions on what we discussed? So maybe we maybe we do the dedication, whatever insight, whatever merit we have generated through our discussion, may it benefit you, may it benefit all sentient beings, and may we all quickly realize the state of sacred sleep. So as one single mandala, as one single family, we can all attain the state of supreme awakening. May the sublime awakened mind arise where it has not arisen, where it has arisen may it never decrease but continue to increase forevermore.